I also usually don't recommend starting a business in a domain that you don't have experience in. I honestly don't care whether the market is growing like AI these days or shrinking, because unless you're trying to raise a VC money, which I also don't recommend for the majority of the founders that I mentor, the size of the market doesn't really matter for you to succeed. Your knowledge of the market does. I'm a two-time founder and have exited two companies, one in hardware and another one in software. I've seen so many founders jumping into developing an AI app in an industry that they have absolutely no domain expertise in just because it looks promising. I usually advise my founders to never start a company in an industry where you do not already have at least years of experience in. The reality is that it's often hidden behind the curtain. The likelihood of you making progress where you don't know how things work or where you haven't personally been the recipient of the problem is statistically unlikely, and I don't like that odds. It takes time to understand the ins and outs of an industry, and it takes a minimum of 1 year and probably two or so just to figure out the real players, the acronyms, and who the decision makers are. And if you just go in there cold, you're basically spending that first year or two just learning the industry and not really building a business. By the time you find the founder problem fit, you basically wasted a year or two of burn that you could have saved if you just stuck to what you already knew. All that to say, my strong recommendation for the first-time founder is that you start with the problem that you have a pre-existing history with. Don't make yourself pay the tuition to learn an industry from a scratch where you should be building. Build a business at a place that you already have an experience with and you are already an expert problem solver at. Have a win under your belt, and then you can always go to a new industry and be the student there where you can afford to pay tuition. Not before that.